story this morning. President Jacob Zuma's legal team will argue in the High Court in Pretoria today why the report on the so-called state capture should not be released. His counsel is expected to argue that he did not have enough time to respond to the questions posed by the former public protector Thuli Madonsela on his relationship with the Gupta family. Yesterday, the court ruled it would hear arguments from the Democratic Alliance, the Economic Freedom Fighters, the UDM and COPE. The parties are expected to argue that the release of the report is in the interests of South Africans. They also expected to march in Pretoria today against the alleged state capture together with Save South Africa. Meanwhile, Cooperative Governance Minister Des van Rooyen's application to stop the release of the report was struck from the roll yesterday. Similar application by the Mineral Resources Minister Mosebenzi Zwane is to be heard next week. Now, for an update on the court proceedings there, we now cross live to our reporter in Pretoria, Aldrin Sampear. Very good morning to you, Aldrin. Welcome. Please go through the expectations of what we can expect to happen today in court.
Well, yes, when the court case resumes this morning, around about 10 o'clock, we'll hear the amended application or the application to amend the previous application by President Jacob Zuma in terms of interdicting the report. Remember that the relief sought by the president initially was to interdict the report and that the report not be released. Now what the president also wants is this court to instruct the office of the public protector and the public protector to give President Jacob Zuma enough time to what he calls to answer the long list of questions that were sent to him. And it has been stressed before that those questions were previously sent to President Jacob Zuma in March when the case was first laid, and then again in April because the president has indicated that he had not received the long list of questions. And then during October, he says it was in October that he first received the Section 7(9) notice, which indicated that he is an implicated party. And he said on the basis of that, he didn't have enough time within those 2 weeks to respond to the questions. He also wanted an opportunity to question the witnesses that Thuli Madonsela interviewed with regards to the state capture interview. And actually, one of those witnesses is Feki Mento, the former ANC MP. Remember that she said that she was also offered a job by the Gupta family, a ministerial job by the Gupta family, and her legal representatives are in court. They will be party to this case. Remember that yesterday they came with an application. All the opposition parties have been granted access to this case. So we'll have to wait and see exactly what the ruling will come down to. But certainly, even after today's ruling, what still stands is Mosebenzi Zwane's application, which is quite similar to President Jacob Zuma's application, looking for a review of the state capture report. And Mosebenzi Zwane's case will only be heard next week. An opportunity was given to the council yesterday to have the matter heard, yesterday or simultaneously with this case, but they opted to wait until next week, Tuesday, which is the date that has been set down. And considering the interest in this case, the CBD in Pretoria has been on lockdown. The EFF yesterday, a few members arrived and they had a night vigil. And my colleague Dumaula has been part of the EFF supporters from earlier this morning, who are saying that they are expecting thousands more to be gathering, and they will be locking down the CBD. Dumala, what can you tell us from the point where you're at now?
Yes. Well, thank you very much, Aldrin. And the mood here at Church Square is still very, very much lively. EFF supporters continue to pour in. In fact, many of them had spent the night here at overnight vigil. We spoke earlier to them, coming from different parts of Gauteng, many of them, but others coming out from different provinces in Mpumalanga, Limpopo, and surrounding provinces, saying that it was important for them to be here to ensure that they make their voices heard. Now, it's not only mainly a march that centers around the state capture debate and the ruling that was passed at court, which they have yesterday, which they have lauded and which they have hailed as a victory and a step in the right direction for South Africa's constitutional democracy. But they say they are also here to raise awareness on the issue of the Fees Must Fall campaign. A lot of young people also, many of them in tertiary institutions, are here, and they have raised their voice and say that they are here because they're struggling to make ends meet in terms of paying for an education, which will mean in the long run they're excluded from the so-called formal economy in South Africa. So those two concurrent issues will be the issues that are at the top of the agenda for this march. With that, it's back to you in the studio.